Slide numbers down, boys and boys. Slide numbers down, pulling down.
You had him in a raid.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate situation, but you know, even I was so apologetic to him about it. He was like, "If anything, this made us closer." He said, "The way you conducted yourself during that situation makes me know you a real one." So yeah, shout out to AG, but that,
shout out AG.
Just the drive to put the neighborhood on. That was what our goal was at first, and not to sound or ride any coattails. You know, there was one crew here that was kind of gatekeeping at the time, and we ain't gonna drop any names, but y'all know who it is if you're from Minnesota.
Yeah.
And we just didn't want to sound like them. We wanted to do our own thing, and we were kind of a different, I would say, subgenre of hip hop. They were more, I don't want to call it safe.
You guys are authentic, man. You guys are authentic. You know, I think. Well, let me this before we move any further. We have another guest here. You know, I'd like to know more about this guy and when you started in the music. When did that bug bite you?
I'm trying to think of, well, my dad's a jazz drummer.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm actually a trained drummer by.
So
I was 5 on stage. I think my dad was pimping me, but he used to put me on the front stage with a tambourine, and I think he was just trying to get women to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was using me as bait, but I mean that was my whole, like, music was just in my blood. Like, I grew up over my uncles all were in a band, and they would practice downstairs, and I'd be downstairs, and I just remember my dad always being on the drums, and you know, you feel it. You know, music's visceral. You don't have to. If you have to think hard about it, then you're you know, it's not authentic. You're not doing it the right way. And then I think I met you through Foo, right? DJ
Yeah,
Foo.
DJ Foo.
DJ Foo. He was working.
Shout out DJ Foo, man.
He was working with my buddy Josh. I mean, God, we knew each other since what, 18?
We was jits, man.
We was young.
In Florida, they call them jits. If you a kid, you was a jit.
Yeah,
you was a
we
jitterbug.
were
You know
young.
what I'm talking about?
That was, yeah, Gianna was like 2 when all that happened.
She was 3.
Yeah, she was 2 when we met, and then when we got to, we were doing this.
What was them bars you kicked about your daughter back then? About G, not G, she only 3.
I'm talking about it. I'm tired of all that lady drama. I was putting food on the table like I'm Benihana.
all right.
Yeah. That's in the brother days.
Yeah, it was. That was Clev. God, there's so many stories. Remember when you guys used to fuck with me when I used to pass out and they'd smoke too much, right?
Blow shotguns while he's sleeping.
Just blunt after blunt. And I'd be like,
We get his breathing pattern down when he breathe in.
I would
blow big clouds.
I'd wake up and I'd be in a haze and I'd look around and everybody, there'd be like 7
blowing
people in the
hips out
studio. They'd be
sleeping.
quiet. Had back these motherfuckers.
Nah, that was something we did. That was something my man
We had
Tony
some times
Barnes
back then. Remember we bought a hook from Johnny P from Do or Die?
Do or Die.
I gave him 2 stolen Xboxes and a bottle, and we ran
And
to
a
the store
bottle
and
of
bought
Remy.
a bottle of Remy.
Remy Martin.
And he bought the hook. I was getting hot merch at the time. My uncles ended up doing Fed time for the
Man.
shit, but yeah, we gave him 2
The
Xboxes.
electronics I got from you back in the day.
Oh
boy,
man, you
look
remember
at
those days? There's a crazy story about that. So my
Hey,
mom.
statute of limitations,
I
man.
love stories,
That
man.
shit's
That was a long time ago.
So
This fool came with boxes of MacBooks, brand new in the box in my crib one day.
This shit's crazy. So my mom is like the neighborhood watch lady, but my mom's with the shit, right? My mom would drag a duffel bag up the.
I mean, ain't that like the best? Like, isn't that like the best cover to like the neighborhood watch captain?
So listen, this is how crazy the irony. This is a true story. You can ask my mom about this. He knows. So my mom, there's a FBI car sitting outside of our house, right?
Yeah.
My mom's a busybody, so she goes out to the car. She's like, "Well, what are you doing?" And she's like, "Who are you guys?" And they go, "Man, we're with the FBI. We're watching this house up the street." Well, little do they know, that house is my cousin's house.
Oh.
With the merch ring for all the electronics.
Oh.
My mom's like, "Oh, okay." Goes back in the house, calls my cousin. My cousin army crawls out the back of the house with a gang of shit. Like to the park.
Man, this was like 20, 30 years ago, right?
20, 30
years
years
ago.
up.
something long.
Yeah.
Hey, but what are the chances? What are the chances of?
Statues up.
Yeah, that case is closed.
Yeah.
You know.
Damn.
But the irony of that, you know, my mom just got to know everything. And, you know, FBI sitting out there for my cousin.
Speaking, if there's any good boosters out right now, you know, Christmas is around the corner.
Christmas is coming.
I need them 3X Nike jumpsuits.
Hey,
You feel me?
but look though, Snags, that was back then,
Yeah.
right?
What you doing now?
Tell us about what's going on now.
Yeah.
Well, we're just trying to do everything legitimately. You know,
How we doing that?
from the courtrum to the boardroom.
Yeah.
All right.
Fact.
I mean, it's just
So what led you to the courtroom? As
a
a
lot. You know, it's just you know, when you're young and you're moving fast, like you don't have time to sit back and analyze like your moves, right? Because a lot of times you're in survival mode and you're just surviving, right? You're doing whatever you can to survive. But then when you life has to be lived forward, but then it's reflected on backwards.
Yeah.
And I realized like I didn't like the fact that we were kind of poor, right? And my mom was a single mom and that we lived in an apartment. And like I remember having a girlfriend and not wanting to bring her home, right?
Yeah.
Because I was embarrassed about my living situation. And like I dated this girl like for a while and I just didn't want to bring her home. But that like mentality, I remember feeling so like low about myself, or not like, I was like, damn, I just never want to be in this situation again, right? And I'm going to do whatever the fuck I got to do to get out of that situation, right? It was basically just an embarrassment, you know what I'm saying? Like, going to school with some busted ass shoes, you know? You're a poo butt.
Hand-me-downs, etc.
You know?
I feel that.
yeah.
And I think that's what I think I just went overboard with it, right? Because them types of traumas, like, they burn into your soul.
Yeah.
And then they give you, like, a whole thing to, basically... Sorry, the phone. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Abracadabra.
One thing about Portland and Park, you know, it can go.
Yeah. It go this way.
Go that way.
Go anyhow.
But yeah, that's I think that's what led me to, and then obviously like shit just it's like a duck takes to water, right? So
Yeah.
you get used to something, and then it's just like we're learning bars, right? You write your music, then you learn your bars, repetition, and then eventually you just get good at some shit.
So at what age did you decide, man, enough is enough? If I gotta hustle, whatever I gotta do. Then...
Slide up and down, slide up and down, pull it down.